Hello everyone and welcome back to Planetbase. This isn't actually me doing the video, but I'm here in post-production talking to you. It's a bit weird. We have had some technical difficulties, so to say. My microphone was on at the time, but apparently OBS decided to screw something up. I don't know exactly what happened, but anyway, I'm here now. I'm rewatching the video and I'm gonna try and give you as interesting a commentary as possible while not actually being live, which might be for the better at some point because I do start rambling on at times about things. But for once I actually have something to tell you. Starting tomorrow at 9 PM GMT, I will be uploading the first of my new series. It will be XCOM Enemy Within. It's a strategy game published by 2K back in 2012. It was known as XCOM Enemy Unknown, but I'm playing with all the DLC and the expansion pack Enemy Within. And starting Monday we will be putting up the tutorial, and so people who haven't ever watched the video, or watched any video gameplay of the game itself or played it themselves, will know what is going on, and that will be beautiful for everyone involved. Anyway, let's take a look at the video. We are building a path to the mine at the moment to make it look prettier. We've done some things with radio antennas and we've replaced some consoles. We're gonna take a look at the visitors and all that. Right now we're still waiting for a trader to come along and get us a massive storage and massive biodome patent. There we go, we've actually got someone coming in as we speak. It's a trader. And I don't think I noticed. Oh, there we go. But it's a general trader, he's got 55% commission. We're just taking a look at the options available to us with the monoliths in the background. But we send him on his way and we're thinking... I'm looking at this area outside. We're gonna expand there at some point. Actually, spoiler alert, this episode is gonna be a lot of outside expansion, and we're gonna try and fiddle with some more rocks as well. With some beautiful results, I might say. Just taking a look at some more visitors. I do that a lot. You don't actually notice how often you're looking at visitors that come in until you actually see the video yourself. I don't tend to watch them a lot. There we go, we're replacing that little connection to make it look a bit better. We've still got plenty of power, of course, because we are now future-proofing. And once again, I decide to build a lot more power collectors. Mostly those connections are being built for fun now and because it looks good. Not because it has any practical reason to be there. We've got plenty of food, we've got plenty of materials, so it's not really a big deal. We've got some more visitors coming in. Keep pressing all the wrong buttons. Make sure I don't have colonists turned on at the moment because we don't have a lot of food coming in. We're pretty stable, so I guess we'll just have to make do for now. There we go, add in another power collector because why not? First one's being built over there to the left. I was thinking about adding maybe another turbine, but we were producing almost 750 units of power at that moment, so we're doing fine production wise. And yeah, things are looking good. That one's already filled up. We've got a major overflow. We're also going to be building a few more water extractors this episode because we're going to try and maybe creep up in the area a bit up to the left like I've been saying for a while. And there are 3 medium water extractors and a small one, so especially if we're going to get those bigger biodomes up and going, we're gonna need a lot more water. There we go, we've got another trader. He's got a semiconductor. He's got reasonable, but I don't think we really need anything. Right now we are debating whether to actually buy something from him or not. Yeah. I'm debating giving him some medical supplies and some coins. There we go, we send him on his way. Taking a look at food and meat, it's all pretty stable at the moment. That we managed to fill up most of that power collector, so we're doing fine. Anyway, we're taking a look at our prestige, at our bot amount. We've got plenty of carrier robots at the moment. Constructor bots doing not bad. We've still got like 7 driller bots. I'm thinking about replacing the solar panel at some point, although there's not really a need to replace it since it's still producing fine and we don't have any plans for plant expansion. We might need to add a cabin at some point, but first we're gonna try and get those patents. But yeah, things are looking good overall. I'm also deciding about this area. Gonna add another bot auto repair and then we might replace the solar panel below there with another bot workshop. So we can get a few more bots produced. Get some more visitors coming in, it's all doing fine. And they seem to be checking out just fine. We've got our guards still working in there. I'm thinking we should maybe build some more consoles in there at some point. We do have 6 people at the moment that are armed guards. But yeah, once again we're checking the power situation, which is doing fine. We have 0 reasons to worry about it. There are 700 units of power being produced. Power storage is filling up at a massive rate. We've got another trader coming in. He's got some more semiconductors. And I think we're gonna end up buying these semiconductors. I was debating giving him a gun, and I actually pressed the wrong button and off he goes. I was thinking about giving him a gun in order to get 2 semiconductors off him. That way we would only need 1 semiconductor to rebuild the gun, but we're fine at the moment anyway. We're really waiting for one of those traders to come along and have one of those patents that we're looking for. Get some more visitors. They seem to check out just fine. Now that I'm looking at the situation, oh, we got a sandstorm, so we turn on the alert. I might add another semiconductor workshop since we do have plenty of spares right now. And we could use some more semiconductors to build more robots with, which would be pretty cool. I think you can all agree. I'm contemplating whether we can build a cabin somewhere else, because as we get more colonists and the colony keeps growing, people will start to get unhappier because of course there's a lot more people walking around. Just taking a quick look whether we can squeeze one in over here. We could have course built it over there, but that's the area I'm trying to keep, you know, reserved for the massive storage and massive biodome once we get that off the ground. For now we're just waiting for the sandstorm to pass. Everything's doing fine. Storage is filling up. We've still got plenty of space there, but I'd like to future-proof things, and if you build something, why not build the biggest version possible, right? Just taking a look at our bioplastic processors, they are working at full capacity. We've got some metal processors that are standing idle because the sandstorm's going on. We can't have our robots producing more ore. And even if they were inside the mine, nobody would go outside to get the ore. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Once more contemplating what I should do with this area. We don't have any expansion plans just yet until we get the dome and things like that up, so there we go, sandstorm's finally over. We turn off the alarm. Visitors are taking off. And we're still doing fine. Food is mostly stable. Might be slightly declining now that I'm watching in post. Power's still doing fine, of course. We've got a lot of bioplastic, come to think of it. Oxygen's doing fine. Laser's still doing his work. Taking another look at the charts. We're still having a slight decline of food, although that should be fixed once we get the large biodome, the massive biodome. Oh, Jesus, that was close. Although, come to think of it, we have an 84 to 94% coverage, so there's gonna be those 6 in 100 cases that it's gonna go wrong. And people might die at some point. But at 94% chance, building another telescope, we could probably at some point if we get a big enough colony, but right now I feel there's no real need to. Once again up to like 60 vegetables and 50 meat, so we're stable mostly. There we go, we've got another trader, and he's got the massive storage and the massive farm patent that we're looking for. The only slight problem that we have is that he has got a 50% commission, so we're down to a whopping price of 1200, which is quite a lot. Thankfully, we've got 230 coins, we've got a stockpile of guns lying around. So we can sell 10 guns for 800 value. We've got some medical supplies, but I end up deciding that, you know, we might as well give him some bioplastic since we're not using that at the moment, and we are kind of using our medical supplies. At least it's good to have a spare amount of those lying around, and we have 50 bioplastic, so we can afford to give like 16 away, and then we can fill it in with one more starch. Yep, the trade looks good. And there we go, we accept it after a little bit more pondering, and everyone instantly drops what they're doing and they start hurrying towards the trader. There we go. I always love people. I always love watching the colonists act like this. They just drop everything they're doing, head to the nearest storage, basically empty it, and they are on their way back. We've pretty much given them all they need. And there we go, we've got the patents. So we can now try experimenting with placing structures. We can fit one over there, although we can't seem to fit a massive dome in there. So we're gonna do what we always do. We're gonna try and flatten out the area. And this is a slight spoiler for a couple of minutes in the future, but you're gonna be amazed at the amount of room that we can actually clear up in this area as I continue to mess around with the large domes. And oh, there we go, we've got some progress, which gets me thinking. We don't have a lot of room to win over there, so what about the other side? Still trying to place it over there. Even try to rotate the camera to try and get a better look at things. But the game doesn't seem to be willing to cooperate, and we can't really gain a lot of ground by placing water extractors either. We're gonna start taking a look at this area a bit more. I mean, yeah, that's a tiny bit, I suppose. I mean, there's... oh, another near miss, which startles me a bit. I'm starting to think that there should be a way. Maybe if we place an airlock over there. Oh, we've got an incoming transmission. A small group of wounded soldiers are asking for help. And of course, they pay a good sum, and we are more than happy to help them. After all, soldiers getting injured in the line of combat. Of course, we would like to help those out. I've got a couple of guards at my own place that do some magnificent work. We've got our first medic coming in. There we go, they're being treated for their wounds. I salute you for your service to whoever it was. Thanks to you, the space sectors are more stable and we get a lot of trade flourishing. We're back to trying to flatten this area out with some extractors and other outside buildings. At this point, there's not really much ground left to be won, so we're gonna try. There should be a way of trying to fit it in somewhere. Just looking around, checking any possibility where, if we can try and make it fit. I mean, there's gotta be a way, right? Keep switching between the farm dome and the biodome, the storage. Flatten a little bit more ground. And we're just checking now, is there any place? Oh, I think I saw something there for a moment. Yeah. Oh, there it is again. Yeah, we've flattened out a huge part of the mountain now. Beautiful. That did miracles. It really, really did. The wounded soldiers have paid 125 coins for our services. We have made a lot of progress on flattening this ground out, which is fantastic. And we should be able to fit a massive dome in with ease. And we've got some intruders actually. And two of our guards immediately flee the scene. One of them is going to bed, and the other one is getting their injuries treated, leaving this brave guard to fight off the intruder alone. And she's actually badly injured. Well, let's just hope the medic gets over there and saves her life, while she protected our colony from dangerous invaders. Yeah, she's in quite a bad spot over there. And her health is actually decreasing as well. But there we go, the other guard is already being treated. And there we go, Abby is safe. The invaders won't scare us into submission tonight. So, now that we've got these patents and we've got ample space, we're gonna actually place them down. Yeah. We're gonna build some massive constructions now. There we go, we're just gonna have one connection for now. We're gonna connect it up to the multi-dome later. And we could probably place a second canteen here at some point, once the medium one no longer satisfies us. But for now this will do. Materials are being placed. We've got people coming in from the airlocks near the mines as well. And we're gonna try flattening out that area now. And we're met with some success, so we're probably gonna place down... we could place down a cabin as another source for morale, which would be nice. Just flattening the area up a bit more, trying to gain whatever ground possible. I'm gonna have to redo this again next episode because of the unfortunate microphone crisis. And I was recording this at like 3 in the afternoon with only a couple hours room, so I don't have a lot of space to work with at the moment. But this episode should come out on schedule anyway. We've lost a driller robot, so that means we're down to 6 now, I believe. Once it updates, he died doing what he loved and was programmed to do. So that's nice at least. This solar panel is being repaired, which leads me to think that we might place another robotics facility down there once its condition deteriorates again. We're gonna scrap that connection since it's connected up on the other side near the landing pads anyway. We've got some more visitors coming in. They don't seem to be invaders. We've got a couple of armed guards at their station. We've got another trader. You're a freelance raw material trader, so he's got a 65% commission, so we send him on his way again. The biodome is nearing completion. After that, they're gonna work on the connections, hopefully. Trying to fit in a large wind turbine over there. We're getting out of power warning, but that's only because the other connection hasn't been built yet. And we should have another robot coming in any second now to do that. There we go, he's on his way. The only thing I hadn't realized at the time was, of course, you've got a lot of big rooms now that are completely devoid of oxygen. So that's gonna take up a lot of oxygen. And we're gonna see multiple failings of rooms that temporarily dip below the 16% oxygen threshold, which is not a big problem. I mean, it's not as big a problem as that time I decided to remove an oxygen generator and the base nearly choked. But we managed to survive that, and we will manage to survive this, I promise you that. Meanwhile, we're gonna start filling this up with crops. We're gonna have a lot of high maintenance crops over here. Get enough variety going in there. We might as well place some more starch as well. That should help with the food variety, and we're gonna leave that for now. We've got the other connection being built as well. And this area should start getting used soon. So, now we're gonna take a look at the other side, where there's also some minor oxygen troubles. Which is a bit weird, but probably comes down to my oxygen generator placement. Taking a look at the trees, which are pretty useless all things considered. We don't have an oxygen storage. So we can't produce more oxygen than we need and then have a negative oxygen flow during the night. Because during the day trees produce oxygen for 2 people to breathe, and during the night they consume one person's amount of oxygen, so they're pretty useless except for morale reasons, so I keep 1 or 2 around for now, but I will eventually replace them if the need for food becomes too drastic. But right now we're fine. We've got some alcoholic drinks lying in reserve as well, which is good, so people can drink if they feel like it. And that's always nice. I'm probably gonna replace those telescope consoles at some point and move them to the other control center up here once I decide what to do with the area up here. And I'm now thinking about what to build here. I mean, we might as well build another biodome here and prepare for future expansion. We're gonna clean up the area of rocks a bit more. There might be a slight hope of reaching that huge open plain, although I don't think we will be able to. Would be nice, but I think we're pretty much in a dead end over there. Anyway, we're gonna build a large biodome, a massive biodome in the north as well. This one is slowly being taken in use. We've got a meteorite impact on our power collector over here, which reminds me, this area is also, of course, prone to being hit. So we place down another laser. And then we're gonna expand our power facilities even further, because why the hell not, right? And we're finally gonna start building some more water extractors as well, in preparation for our upcoming expansion. There we go, we've connected up the first one. We're gonna do a quick head count over here. We've got 3 medium extractors and a small one. So obviously we're gonna need to place more than 3. If we're gonna provide for future expansions as well, because we just built 2 major biodomes. They're gonna need a lot of water. And we're gonna end up building like 5 or 6, I'm not exactly sure. We're gonna build on our second Goliath wind turbine as well, to help produce power. You know, just have a backup. I mean, we're pretty much at the point where nothing can harm us. Even a meteor impact is not the end. So yeah, it's only a matter of time. The only thing that could kill us at this point is if I mismanage our food situation, but you might have noticed we're now at 80 vegetables. We have seen a sharp increase in the amount of veggies we have. And so we will be able to start taking in more colonists starting next episode, which will be fantastic. But for now we're just gonna keep building a couple more water extractors. Visitors have paid for their services, which is good. Some more money in the bank. We're back up to 3 guns from our deal earlier, and we have massive oxygen failures over here, which is unfortunate to say the least, but it's to be expected with enormous structures like that. Starting to think we might add in a few temporary trees actually, just to help with the production of new oxygen whenever we build a new massive room. That would probably be a smart idea. Anyway, we are slowly coming to the end of the episode. I hope you all enjoyed despite my lousy commentary. So, if you liked the episode, please remember to leave a like below, leave a comment if you have anything to say. And as we take a look at our our plants growing in the biodome, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all next time, hopefully. Have a good one, folks.